All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back. Welcome back to Antiochus Aurelius Motivates, my channel here. And I'm glad to be back with y'all again today. Happy Thursday to all of y'all. You know what I mean? And you already know what we do here. What I'm about to do is go ahead and get out, do this walk and talk thing with y'all. And y'all already know how we do every day. We do a topic of the day. And then I break the topic down for you, tell you how I feel about it and all of that. We have a little discussion over it and all of that. And then afterwards, after the video, if any of you would like to leave any positive feedback in the comment section below, hey, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, man, for real, 100. And I thank y'all because y'all motivate me as well as me motivating you here. That's what this is all about. And so at this time, I always like to go ahead and introduce myself and tell a little bit about my channel before I get started in the video. Okay, so I'm Antiochus Aurelius. This is my channel here, Antiochus Aurelius Motivates. And this channel over here, what we do over here is all about positive vibes, uplifting, encouraging videos for those of y'all who may be going through your own personal battles, struggles, hardships, difficulties, or just whatever it is you're facing in your life, man, as I currently am, because I'm going through my own stuff right now. And so really that's what this all started out as a way to motivate my own self, really. And but it's really more about y'all. And this is also for any of you who may feel lost, abandoned, forgotten, or just discarded. Just know that you ain't never lost, abandoned, or forgotten long as you have God. Just know it and remember that. And I'm here for you as well, okay? So with that being said, at this time, I always just go ahead and give my testimony every time before I start the video or get into the topic, because I have to, just because I have to tell about what I've survived. Okay, so in my life here, I have survived pure hell. Literally. People tried to take me out, man. Tried to take me out the game. Literally, tried to kill me. Tried to kill me and my mother on September 25th, 2024. And I've told this story repeatedly, and I'm going to tell it again, because I'm never going to stop forgetting about what happened. But before I tell about that, I'm going to tell about what was done to me before all of that. Before all of that, people tried to silence my voice and my music that I started since back in 2013 for Christ's money. They tried to silence all my music. I put out 5 albums here, gave them out for free on the streets and everything. I give God the glory 1, 2, 3, Forever Volume 1 and 2. And people tried to silence and stop my, they've been trying to silence me and stop me with all of that since back then. And then they tried to ruin my business, completely bring my business down and bring me down to $0.00 in my bank account. Tried to destroy my entire income, tried to block my income, stop my income so I couldn't make no money. And I know the reason why they did that too as well. They did that because they was trying to get me or corner me to try to force me into doing something criminal for my money or something like that, or to try to force me into selling my soul or something like that for my money. But I never would do that, okay? And a lot of this stuff happened during the whole, y'all already know, planned demic thing, okay? And y'all already know, most of y'all know, that ever since then, things just hadn't been the same, man. People done lost their mind out here, man. You know what I mean? But, so this is what I survived, man. And they weaponized the Babylon system against me, man, during all that time. Sending the business license men up against me to terrorize me about my business licenses, making me have multiple business licenses to cut grass. And I'm out here, man, with a little Walmart lawnmower, you know what I mean? With Home Depot, Lowe's equipment. I didn't even have no zero turn or nothing like that, in a 79 pickup truck. Just trying to make my ends, you know what I mean? Put food on the table, nothing extra. And they tried to come against me and terrorize me while I was doing that. And then they weaponized the property tax office against me and all of that. And they're still doing that to this day right now, trying to threaten to take my last and my assets and stuff like that. And this is while I'm 44 years old, living in a little mobile home with my 83-year-old mama, man. This is the type of stuff these people are doing to me, man. Pure evil, man. Pure evil. And they're gonna pay for what they did to me. But besides all of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell about what happened on the 25th of September 2024. Okay, so September 2024, this was after all of this stuff happened. And by the way, I done told before about how people backstabbed me, betrayed me, tried to go behind my back and steal my jobs and stuff like that during all of this as well. But after all of that, on September 25th, 2024, my house was shot up in a drive-by shooting. And to this day, it's going on 10 months now. I still don't know who the perpetrator or the perpetrators were. They have not been arrested or brought into a criminal court. And I still have not gotten justice for that, for what happened. And it terrified us. The night when it happened, I had came home from work about 11:30 in the evening, and I had took my shower. I had got out my shower. I was going to get my basket of laundry off the top of the dryer, and someone opened fire with a whole clip, pap, 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 down my road in front of my house. Terrified us. My mom was screaming bloody murder. There was gun smoke in my house. There was smoke all in my house. And I had to dive bomb in my hallway. I've done told this story over and over again. I was afraid I was going to die. Had to throw my basket of laundry. I was playing my audio Bible right before all this happened. After I got out the shower, I was playing my audio Bible when I was on the way to the dryer to get my basket of clothes off the top of the dryer. And I know my guardian angels protected us because of that night too. And kept us safe. But anyway, the next day, the next morning, my mom had swept up a bullet off the floor. But before all of that whole night, we had to stay up the whole night after I called the police to do a report. And we stayed up all night long, terrified that night. Then the very next night, we had to go through a Hurricane Helene storm with tornado warnings going all off on our phones. So we thought we was going to die 2 nights in a row. And, this is the type of stuff I survived, man. This is what I survived and what I lived to tell about. And so this is my testimony. So, after I lived through all this, and like I said, the next morning, my mom had swept up a bullet off the floor of the living room. It looked like the bullet had a slash mark through it, like a sword had went through the bullet, through the projectile of the bullet. And it looked like a AR round. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. But we already turned all that in for evidence. But like I said, it's going on 10 months. It's going on 10 months now since it happened, and still there has been no justice, or no one has been caught for what was done. But this was pure evil what they did to us. Anyway, man, this is what I survived. And I'm still in the midst of going through emotional problems because of this. I feel like I have PTSD now, post-traumatic stress disorder because of all of this. Like, it messed with me emotionally. It messed with me in all different types of ways because people tried to literally destroy my entire life and existence. They did. And so there is a price for them to pay for that. You know what I mean? But anyway, because I lived through all that, that made me want to come here and work my channel more and, you know, just do these walk and talk things more, kind of like as a motivation thing for myself, to keep myself motivated, to keep my head on straight, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And just to, you know, communicate with others and any of y'all who motivate me as well with positive feedback. I really appreciate that. That's really what this is all about too. And I appreciate that. Like I said, from the bottom of my heart, everybody who is helping me out through this difficult time I've been in. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into this topic, the topic of the day today. And so the topic of the day today is going to be on how they tried to change you back into the person who you were before they tried to change you back into the old version of yourself. Okay? They tried to change you back into the old version of yourself, but that failed. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, let's go. All right, so they tried to change you back into the old version of yourself. That's what they tried to do, because that's the version they wanted to see of you. The old version, the version they always remembered of you. And the reason why they tried to do that was because they were too familiar with you. They were too familiar with you, because familiarity breeds contempt. And this goes back to Mark chapter 6, verse 4 in the Word, where it says that a prophet is not honored in his own town or amongst his own people. So that's the reason why you had to go through what you had to go through. Because, well, maybe they didn't really try to change you back into the old version of you, but they wasn't accepting the new version of you. So, you know, you had to do what you had to do to come back, to remember the new version of you, because they would never accept the new version of you before. You know, they would never accept it. And for me personally, you know, this was back in, I'd say since like 2009, since I got off probation, man. You know, like, that's when I left the secular rap thing and started doing what I was doing in I'd say like 2012, 2013. It was really when I was doing my music the most, and like in the studio a lot and everything like that. That's when I started doing what I was doing to do things for positivity and for change, you know. But most of the people wasn't having none of that, because they wanted to do what they see everybody else do on TV and follow behind all these celebrities and these people who most of them don't really even care nothing about them or care nothing about what they are doing. And it's sad, man, that it's that way, man. But, you know, I had to let a lot of things go and just let a lot of things, you know, be the way they were. And so then, you know, because I was rejected and stuff like that and overlooked, I kind of just left the music and stuff like that. But it's like, I could just feel it, man. Like, the people who was around me, they was trying to bring me back to the old version of myself, to try to make me go back to the world. And I ain't gonna lie, during the whole thing with the jab and all of that, I got into some low vibrational states and stuff like that during that time. You know what I mean? But I also know the reason why is because a lot of things was happening that was out of my control and that I couldn't understand. And I also didn't really have a full understanding of how the enemy works on us all with fear and stuff like that. You know, and I had kind of got out of my word and not like really got into, and I had kind of got into moments in time where I was, like I said, in a low vibrational state. And during a lot of the hurricanes and stuff that was happening in the hurricane seasons, back-to-back hurricanes and stuff like that, you know, I had actually turned to alcohol again at one time. But all of this was like, I know now I know it was all for a reason, to show me that that wasn't who I was later on, because later on I knew, or I always kind of knew, even when I was doing that that wasn't my true self, man. Like, that was not who I really was. And I know that people wanted me to stay that way, you know, because they knew that if I stayed that way, then they could control me and I could never become who God intended me to become, you know, from the very beginning. So then I remembered what I had started back in 2013. And then that's when I came back to everything that I remembered, that I knew. Then everything started making more sense, like about why I had to go through everything I had to go through. And in a way, this is just more of a testimony, you know, so that's what brought me back to where I am now with these videos and everything. And so, like, now I'm just leaning on God during this time more so than ever, because really it's all about my faith right now that I'm holding on to, that tells me that things are gonna eventually get better, man. You know, because I mean, through it all, I know that I never was meant to live the type of lifestyle that all these people wanted to live, man. You know, I know that I was never meant to live that type of lifestyle, because even when I was doing it, like I said, I was not content with doing that. Like, I knew I didn't have no contentment with that. Like, I knew that there was something wrong, that I couldn't be that way, just because I had the word always planted inside me. Because once you already got the word inside of you, it's like a seed. It's already been planted inside you. People who don't never read the word or nothing, like, they don't have that seed planted within them. But once you done been in the word and you know the word and stuff like that, you got that seed inside of you. It's already been planted inside of you. So you know things about the word that tell you about, like, drunkenness and stuff like that, and like how people who are into that and idolaters and people who are adulterous and stuff like that are not going to inherit the kingdom of God, man. You know, they're just not. And so I guess that's another reason why I felt the way I had felt during those times when I tried to go back and tried to fit in and tried to be who the crowd wanted me to be. I tried that, man. But no matter how hard I tried, that just wasn't me. You know what I mean? And I always knew it wasn't me. I knew that I was designed to be bigger than that, man. It's just a lot of people who who God has called that just can't be that way, man. Because we're just called to be bigger than that. And so that's the reason why I know everything has happened the way it has happened to bring me to this point where I'm at right now. But I mean, I ain't even gonna front, man. It's not easy. This walk is not easy. And this walk is not for the faint of heart. Because you gotta be a strong individual to stand alone for God sometimes, man. True strength is standing up for something or a cause when nobody else wants to. Or when nobody else, or when everyone else refuses to stand with you for a cause like this. True strength is standing alone for what you believe in, man. You know, and that's what I've had to do. I've had to be very strong to stand for what I believe in and to do what I want to do. Or really, it ain't what I want to do. It's really what God wants me to do. But anyway, that's what this is all about, man. That's what everything is all about. What my whole vision is about. You know, and everything. So, you know, that's the message for today, man, is really, in a nutshell, what it was all about. And I know what it was all about now is that they was always just trying to change me back into the old version of me because they didn't want me to become the new version of me. Because all of these people, they don't even know who they are, and they are all doing the same thing, like copycats of the system and the program out here in the Matrix. And it's like they don't want me to be who God called me to be. They want me to stay just the same, just like them. Like the crabs in the bucket type of mentality thing, you know, trying to drag people back down. Trying to drag people down who was designed to elevate. But if you're designed to elevate, that's just what you're going to do no matter what. And that's what I'm doing here with these videos, man. So anyway, I hope this encouraged someone today, man. To never give up on your dreams. To never give up on your visions, no matter if no one will stand with you for it. So till the next one, peace.